I stood in front of the bathroom mirror in my new country home, pressing my fingers gently beneath my eyes as tears of joy rolled down my wrinkled cheeks. At 69 years old, after 45 years of marriage and 2 long years learning how to breathe without my husband, I had finally done something just for myself. This little house with white walls, creaking floors, and windows opening to endless fields was mine, completely mine. I had spent $5,000, every cent saved, slowly, quietly, sacrificing vacations, new clothes, small comforts, so one day I could have a place no one could take from me, a place where I could plant flowers, read books, drink coffee in silence, and simply exist without being needed by anyone. That morning, the air smelled like fresh paint and new wood. I made breakfast alone, listening to birds instead of voices asking for favors. I watered the potted plants I bought in town and imagined my rocking chair on the porch. Everything felt light, peaceful, safe. For the first time in decades, I belonged to myself. Then the phone rang. I saw my daughter Rebecca's name and smiled, thinking maybe, just maybe, she was calling to congratulate me, even though she hated the idea of this house from the beginning. She said it was a waste of money. She said I should stay closer to them, close enough to help, close enough to be useful. Her voice came through sharp and commanding. No hello, no warmth. Mom, get ready. In an hour, I will be there with 20 people from David's family. Make food, get rooms ready. We are staying 2 weeks. The world tilted. My chest tightened so hard I thought I might collapse. 20 people, I whispered. Rebecca, I just arrived. I have nothing prepared. I barely have food. She sighed like I was exhausting. Mom, stop being dramatic. It is family. You have an obligation. Besides, why did you buy such a big house if not for us? The line went dead. I stood there, holding the phone, feeling every bit of joy evaporate like smoke. This house already felt smaller. 20 people, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, barely a couch. My refrigerator held eggs, milk, tomatoes. That was it. But the worst pain was not logistics. It was the familiar ache of being invisible again. My opinion never mattered. My space never mattered. My sacrifice was assumed. I remembered my old apartment after my husband died. Rebecca came with boxes and smiles and took his books, my memories, even his watch. I remembered her demanding my savings to invest better and punishing me with silence when I refused. And now here she was, claiming my home as if it belonged to her. I drove to town in a fog, counting every dollar. Rice, beans, pasta, cheap vegetables. I spent almost everything I had left. Cooking felt frantic. Tears fell into the pots, not from onions, but from rage and grief. When they arrived, it was chaos. Laughter, suitcases, screaming children, beer coolers, like a resort, not a home. They spoke to me like staff, asking if food was ready, asking where they would sleep. Rebecca gave my bedroom away without asking. That night, I slept on my own couch, listening to snores, wondering when I lost control of my life. The answer came quietly. I lost it every time I said yes when I meant no. Morning brought more demands. Breakfast, shopping, diapers, beer, cigarettes, barbecue plans for 30 people. My wallet was empty. My body hurt. My spirit was breaking. So I left. Not to shop. I went to a small cafe and drank coffee slowly for the first time since they arrived. Then I walked into a lawyer's office and told the truth out loud. He listened. He called it abuse. He reminded me the house was mine. I went to the bank, learned how much I had lost, learned how close I was to losing everything. When I returned, I was calm, clear. I showed them the numbers, then the papers, the rates, the boundaries. They laughed, then shouted, then cried, then threatened. But I did not bend. A neighbor arrived, a kind woman who spoke the truth without fear, and suddenly the spell broke. They packed, they cursed, they left. Silence returned. That night, I ate dinner on my porch, watching the sun fall across the fields. I slept in my bed. I woke to birds, not demands. Months passed. The garden grew. So did I. I learned to say no without shaking. I learned that love does not require suffering. I learned that peace is not selfish.